everyone. This is Kruti Jaipancholi, Assistant Professor in LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication System. From this video, you will learn about the local carrier synchronization and FDM. Local carrier synchronization. Now, we have studied about the various the bandwidth efficient modulation technique, and we have also studied about the amplitude spectrum, which consists of the two sidebands and the one carrier. Now here, if we in the detection procedure, if we want to detect the modulating signal, then we can go for the use of the local carrier synchronization. So the local carrier, that remains the 2 cos omega ct. The carrier wave is the high frequency wave. Here we are assuming that the cos omega ct. We are just writing the 2, that is only for making the equations. So the local carrier, that remains 2 cos omega ct. Now the received signal and the local carrier signal ET is given by. Now ET is what? So it is multiplied with the carrier signal. Now SSBSC equation is mt cos omega plus delta omega t plus delta minus mht. It's a Hilbert transform. Now when the SSB modulated equations are there, now in that if we want to remove the frequency distortion, then we need to add the Hilbert transform. But while we are doing the Fourier transform of the SSB-SC equation, we are getting the component, okay, and that is this, and the Hilbert transform component, that is the negative. So we are subtracting it. The meaning of this is what? It's a mt cos omega c plus delta omega t plus delta. It's a one sideband, okay, this is the one sideband. From the sideband we are removing the distortion. So here we are removing the distortion, that is by this minus mht, it's a Hilbert transform. So this way, by opening these equations, by applying the formula 2cc, we have this equation. It is mt cos delta omega t plus delta minus mht sin delta omega t plus delta plus mt cos 2 omega c plus delta omega t plus delta minus mht sin 2 omega c plus delta omega t plus delta, where this delta w, that's the frequency shift, the Doppler shift, and this delta, that is the propagation delay. So here the where mt cos 2 omega c plus delta omega t plus delta minus mht sin 2 omega c plus delta omega t plus delta. It is a SSBSC signal around 2 omega c plus delta omega. The band pass component, the band pass filter that can be used, okay, for filtering out the one component and leaving the component, that is the E0t, E output equal to mt cos delta omega t plus delta minus mht sin delta omega t plus delta. Here the delta omega and delta both are 0. If there is no error, we can assume that there is no frequency error, there is no phase error, and we can put the delta omega and the delta value, both can be 0. So it is the E0t is equal to mt. In practice, if the radio wave travels at a distance of d meter at the speed of light c, then phase delay is the delta is equal to minus omega c plus delta omega into d divided by c. The value of this phase, that is between the minus pi to plus pi. The maximum Doppler shift would be the delta f maximum, and it is equal to VE upon C, into Fc. For example, Ve is equal to 108 km per hour, Fc at 100 megahertz. So by putting this value, you can have the answer of this delta F maximum is 10 hertz. So it is about the local carrier synchronization, and this way, by applying the local carrier synchronization, we can have the output like this, and we can also get the either of the sideband. We can take the double sideband, we can remove the frequency distortion from it. Okay, so this way the local carrier synchronization that can be used. Sometimes the pilot carrier that can be also used at the receiving end for the synchronization purpose. So this way, in the amplitude modulation, the local carrier synchronization that can be used. Next is multiplexing. What is the multiplexing? The meaning of the multiplexing, that is the combining the signal and transmitting the signal over a one communication channel. Fine. So that is the multiplexing. There are two types of the multiplexing. One is the time division multiplexing, another one is the frequency division multiplexing. Time division multiplexing, when the several signals share the same channel, when the several signals share the same channel, it is called the time division multiplexing. Similarly, when you will look at the frequency division multiplexing, what is that? When the several signals share the band of the channel, it is called the frequency division multiplexing. In the frequency division signal, each signal is modulated by a different carrier frequency, and it is referred to as a sub-carrier. Each signal is modulated by a different carrier frequency. One signal modulated with the FC1, another one is the FC2. So in the whole band, the different frequency groups are there, okay, and they are modulated with the different carrier frequency. Why the subcarrier that is used? The meaning of using the subcarrier, that is to avoid the interference, okay, in the spectrum between the modulated signal. So it is avoid the interference between the spectra of a various modulated signal, okay, and this may use the various kind of the modulation. The modulated spectra may be separated by a small guard band. As we know that two signals are very nearer to each other, then the interference of the one frequency that can be affected onto the other frequency. So what we can do, that can we provide the some guard band between the two frequency, so that what happened, the part of this F1 signal would not affect onto the F2 signal, or the component of this F2 would not affect onto the F1. So that is why the guard band is provided between the two frequency, so that there is no interference will occur, okay, of the one frequency onto the other frequency. So this way, in the frequency division multiplexing, use of the subcarrier is there. Another one, that is the guard band, is also provided. Now, when all the modulated spectra are added, we have a composite signal. Mean the mixture of all the signals, which is known as the composite signal. So what we should do, at the receiver, the incoming signal is first demodulated by the RF carrier. Now what you have? You have a signal 1, signal 2, signal 3. Fine. Now it is modulated by the different carrier frequency. Now that all three signals, F1, F2, F3, that combine, and that combined signal, which is known as the composite signal. Now this composite signal is transmitted via the communication channel. Now that composite signal, or I can name as the multiplexed signal. That multiplexed signal which is received at the receiving end. Now at the receiving end, what I should do? That I need to demodulate it, because this is a modulated signal. So I need to demodulate signal to collect my original signal. So at the receiving end, the incoming signal is first demodulated by the RF carrier to retrieve the composite baseband signal, which is then band pass. Now that signal is retrieved, okay. Now the composite baseband signal we received. Now this composite signal consists of F1, F2 and F3. Now what I want, what we want? We want the F1, F2 and F3. What we should do? We should pass it from the band pass filter, and this band pass filter will filter out the F1, F2 and F3 frequency, and we can have the demultiplexed output at the receiving end. So the modulated signal is demodulated individually by an appropriate subcarrier to obtain all the basic baseband signals. So this way the frequency division multiplexing, that is, can be used, okay, in the amplitude modulated signal. So this way we have learned about the FDM signals. Now it is the example, okay. Over here you can see that in the diagram the voice channels are there. These voice channels mean the frequency range, it's a 60 kilohertz and up to the 108 kilohertz frequency. Now 60 to 64, 64, 68, okay. Here the channel number is given. It's a channel number 1 which will work for this particular frequency range. Channel number 2, 100 to 104, channel number 3. So this way we have the voice channels. Fine. Now these voice channels we want to transmit. What we are doing? We are making the group over here. This is the what? It is the group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6. So similarly we have the group of the frequency. Now the group, after adding the group, okay, we can have the super group. So this is the super group. In the super group, what is to be done? That again all these group that combine into this group. So you can see over here this all frequency, that is with the group number 1. Similarly the other frequency component, that is with this group number 2. Other frequency element with the group number 3. Other element with the group number 4. Other element with the group number 5. So this way the groups, okay, the frequency groups are there, okay, and which can be also combined, and we can have the group of the frequency. Mean my all frequencies combined with the one group. So multiplexed output I have over here. Similarly my group 1 to 5, that all frequency that can be also combined, and I am having a one super group. So this way the frequency, okay, voice channels, channel with the one group, number of group make a one super group. So this way it is the example of the frequency division multiplexing, how the multiplexing of the signals that can be done, okay. So these we can have the idea from this diagram. So in the next lecture we will learn about the phase lock loop. Okay, so thank you very much everyone.